Hey Dominators, I am prepared for the next big World War. I think this one will be a really hard struggle for the alliance I'm currently in. About my base, I took advantage of the last cheap sale or whatever about our depots and bunkers, so I upgraded my first bunker to global max. Two of my depots are now global max and the last one is still upgrading. So I think my defense is quite boosted, also because of my resistance. Like probably all of you know, my resistance troops from the factory are also depending on my highest bunker. Therefore, they got also automatically upgraded. I have nothing done about my generals. All of my oil drill towers have now upgraded to the final global age stage 5, I think, stage 4. I'm still researching in the library for my trench mortars, to use them with their 5 range and to get some experience on them in the multiplayer. I'm also upgrading my last tower with 3 peoples, and I have done more people in the university, finally having finished my tower as well as mortar hit points and damage. Now the current World War is against the Russian alliance, and the glory relation is about 700 to 50, so they are in clear advantage of us. I also scouted most of the enemy bases, and at 99% I cannot remember in particularly any base where it happened not. I saw archer elephants in the mercenary camp, so because of the current running or outrunning event, our last event, you were able to get the stable and so to produce your own mercenary elephants, and they are in pretty much all cases a guarantee for a 5-star victory because they are really overpowered. Just only to mention, imagine you would have an howitzer. This howitzer has also 5 range, but it can defend itself and has 10 times multiplied hit points, so really overpowered. We already saw pretty many 5-stars. I can show it to you. So we already saw pretty many 5-stars at the enemy side, and I'm also sure they will get all-stars, which shouldn't be any problem. I mean, they have many atomic age players. All of our bases are rushed or global age, so if they would not take with their elephant archers all-stars, it would be a really shaming situation for them, I have to admit. I activated 2 offense coalitions. My 3rd offense coalition is quite not that high leveled, therefore I decided to go for 1 defense, no matter whether it's pointless or ridiculous. My enemy will be enemy number 3. Number 2 and 1 have no defense coalitions. My number 3 has a level 5 Egyptian and a level 3 Maori coalition. Nothing about this. There is another really hard point I recognized during the last world was nearly all alliances reached level 3 or at least level 2, and level 2 is a really nasty level for the alliance level in World War. Probably you know, I will mention it nevertheless. At level 2 you will get 10% additional hit points as well as damage for your traps as well as all defense buildings, so you have a really a general really strong boost for your defense in World War. We also got them, but additional to the defense coalitions we have over here at my enemy base, I think this will be a very hard fight for me. Let's scout my mirror. What I can see over here are mostly atomic age, or the most important atomic age buildings I think are maxed. So we have all mortars maxed. We have already 2 new upgraded tank depots. I'm not really aware which stage they are, but they are definitely atomic max. So we have atomic max stables or depots, 2 ordinary atomic depots, and quite some kind of ordinary maze layout, I would call. The walls are fairly high. We are talking about level 12 and level 13. Additional, we have a Forbidden City built over here. We have a pretty high spread out, but not that exposed buildings, so it's a very symmetrical layout, I would call it. All buildings are quite spread out to another. We have fairly high generals, to 3 in numbers, so I definitely have to care that they are not dropping. The tank depots, and bunkers are all atomic max, like I mentioned, and most of them are quite in the center of the base, so I think Blitzkrieg over here should deal it right about. I also have 1 wall sapper with me, so I will release my mercenaries as well as my wall sapper, hoping he's going for this wall, afterwards rallying at this wall to get in a bridge inside, then dropping all of my rest troops and hoping for the best. I will use some troop cards, some really low troop cards, so infantry guys, as well as my donated troops to get for the Forbidden City. And in total, I'm not pretty sure, but I think 4 stars would not be a bad result over here. I can use my decoys, I think slightly good. For example, somewhere over here, better over here. We have a cannon tower, but it's not that far upgraded. I can also use a decoy over here. Over here, if the generals are already triggered. Otherwise, I have to sabotage, I think, this point, which would be pretty sensible. And the last decoy is, I think, it's a good location over here. But we'll see during the attack. Let's see how far we come. We have level 208, so I'm really looking forward how far the traps are researched or upgraded and how much research has been done. So enough talked about. So we are ready for Daniel. Everything common troop composition. Enjoy the attack, guys. The attack ran slightly out of control in the beginning. I was not able to spectate what my wall sapper was doing, so I was really confronted with the heavy tanks spawning from the destroyed factory. Then the wall sapper already was done, and I got slightly in panic because I thought the wall sapper would not even have it made through to the enemy walls, but indeed he had already crashed them. So instead of rallying my mercenaries to the enemy inner walls, I dropped all of my rest troops, and my rest troops got inside the walls. I think I used Blitzkrieg. That was quite fairly okay. The enemy generals were unable to pop off. I dropped my some troop cards, one general and donated troops at the Forbidden City, so the quick victory was quite okay. Then my troops got inside the base, and I'm not pretty sure, but I saw some kind of Aztec warriors, also some riflemen, so I think there were quite a severe amount of enemy troops inside the stronghold. In total, we got only 3 stars. I was really struggling and trying to get the 4 stars. I'm not pretty sure whether they were reachable or available for me. That base was simply too strong. And I don't know whether this is some kind of pussy attitude, but I don't think with global age troops there would be fairly more possible. If you have any other opinion and you think I could have gone better, just give me a some kind of hint below in the comment section. Yeah, we'll see us in the second attack, which will be hopefully slightly more motivating and successful. Your domination tips.